Good day everyone, my name's Jack and welcome to Star Wars Galaxy. Today we're discussing the upcoming Star Wars live action series and the news and rumours surrounding it. First off, let's jump into the news and facts surrounding the series. We recently got some details by the New York Times of how much the series is actually going to cost to make, or a little bit of details into how many episodes are going to be made potentially. So the New York Times did a big article on Disney's new streaming platform. It talked a lot about all the new shows that are coming to it. Obviously, if you hadn't known, Disney are moving a lot of their content over to their specific platform, their version of Netflix kind of. I've got more opinions on this very soon, but we'll focus on the current topic right now. So in this article, it spoke about a live-action Star Wars series coming to the platform from Jon Favreau, the director of films like Iron Man and The Jungle Book. It says it's expected to cost roughly $100 million for 10 episodes. Now, John is quoted as saying, "Star Wars is a big world, and Disney's new streaming service affords a wonderful opportunity to tell stories that stretch out over multiple chapters." He apparently said that in an email. He added on to Mr. Struss, who's a marketing guy, about telling a story and his background in an area that allows us to collaborate and create new content. This is obviously in relation to Disney's new streaming service. So the fact 10 episodes are costing $100 million really gives us a scope there on how big the series is going to be. On one hand, it could just be 10 episodes, or they're going to see the first 10 episodes and see how well it goes, then potentially make more episodes. But it's got quite a big budget for a short amount of episodes when you compare it to other shows Disney have created and other shows in media in general. It's going to be quite surprising to see where this series goes, especially with it being on Disney's own streaming service. So far, there hasn't been any talks of being syndicated to any other networks. It appears primarily that it will be on Disney's own service. Personally, I find that a bit limiting, especially when things like Netflix and that are out there, but more on that later. So, according to MakingStarWars.net, it talks about Jon Favreau's live-action Star Wars television series and how it's apparently going to be set on Mandalore, following the fall of the Empire. Now, this could be a very interesting point of view. A lot of people have expressed opinions that they're not bothered with the Mandalorians. I personally do find them interesting, but I am inclined to see how this series is going to explore Mandalore after the fall of the Empire. We've already been shown a glimpse of it in Star Wars Rebels, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see what takes place if this is the case. Now, we already knew the series was set around 3 years after Return of the Jedi, and supposedly now it's set on Mandalore. It sounds like when the Empire falls, Mandalore falls into a state of turmoil, and the series is about restoring Mandalore to its former self, and how the planet will stay in the huge galactic ramifications. It's going to sound pretty interesting. I'm not too sure about this. Again, it could be a rumor. I mean, the rumors of things on Last Jedi before it actually came out were mental, so take everything with a pinch of salt, as I've mentioned before. Now, obviously, a lot of it talks about the restoration of Mandalore, but this could mean two things. Are we talking about the peace-loving Mandalore that Satine Kryze or Duchess Satine brought in the Clone Wars, or are we looking more to the bloodthirsty Mandalore when you look back at the Old Republic, or you look at people like Death Watch and Pre Vizsla, what they wanted to restore? Coincidentally, if you didn't know, Pre Vizsla, the guy with the dark lightsaber, was actually voiced by Jon Favreau, the director of this series, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Maybe he has a soft spot for Mandalorians. It could be pretty cool. Now, we already know a part of Mandalore is going to be covered in the new Clone Wars episodes we're going to be getting next year. The Siege of Mandalore being a very strong topic in that there as we get to see it. It's already been explored kind of in comics so far, but we've not seen anything on screen. Now, this could line up pretty well. I don't know the date of when this series is going to premiere, the live-action series that is. However, I think the live-action series will most likely end up in 2020, is my best guess. So that means the Clone Wars will land before it, showing us the Siege of Mandalore, and it could then perfectly align and link in with this new live-action series that's going to be set on Mandalore in 2020. It would match up perfectly, so it does make a lot of sense. Now, of course, like I said, everything here is rumors. It could be completely something totally different, but a series on Mandalore could sound very interesting. As usual, guys, I want to know your opinions down below in the comments. Would you like to see something exploring the Mandalorians in Star Wars, specifically after the fall of the Empire? Or would you like something more, New Republic focused, Empire focused, some sort of dark series? Personally, I'd like something focused more on the Empire and after their fall, scrambling like warlords. Kind of what Battlefront 2 story is meant to be. But, it sounds pretty cool and interesting. I'm excited for it. I'll be following with all the latest news information. Well, guys, if you do want to stay up to date with that latest news information, what you can do is subscribe to us here on Star Wars Galaxy, and you can be kept up to date with all the news and information surrounding Star Wars and its upcoming projects. I've been Jack, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.